Alright, welcome back to another video. And today I'm actually gonna do a tier list for the new cards in Anime Card Clash, for the new update that just came out, update 7. These cards I'm gonna make a tier list this video. And mind you, this is also my opinion, by the way. This is not, listen, I might be wrong on some cards, let me know, let me know down in the comments, alright? Maybe you guys have some crazy, builds going on with the team. So, but this is my opinion, and I've tried these cards, and that's how they worked for me. And it's my opinion, okay? Um, let me know down in the comments though if you guys disagree or agree, or you guys like found something crazy with the cards, all right? But yeah, let's go back. Let's go to the tier list real quick. But first, here's today's sponsor. If you play grind-heavy mobile games, you already know your baddie gets to start trying to AFK farm all day. So I started using VS Phone, which is basically a cloud Android phone that runs your games online 24/7, meaning your farming keeps going even when your real phone is locked or offline. So while I'm doing literally anything else, the game is still grinding resources, leveling up, and farming events automatically. In Anime Card Clash, for example, that I play right here. And I use this to farm, so I don't have to, worry about my electricity bills. So I can just keep having my PC off or my mobile off, and this is doing in the background. If you want to try 24/7 AFK cloud gaming for yourself, I'll put my referral link in the description and pinned comment. Well, thank you for VS Phone for sponsoring this video. Let's go back to the video. Alright, so here at the tier list, right? So I got every card. I got the support card too, because also counts as the update. It's pretty cool. Alright, so but yeah, the first card, which is the Worthy Arrow, and honestly, I think the Worthy Arrow is kind of crazy. Like if you go to the card right here, Worthy Arrow, on entry grant the supporter card a 50% chance to gain a 40% base stats. It is a 50% chance, but that's insane to gain 40% base stats. In each turn the card remains active on the field, getting an additional 10%. The only downside is if the effect fails, the supporter card instead loses 25% max HP. I actually don't know if it's the actual HP itself or you just lose the HP. Like you can still gain it back. But to my experience so far, if I put it on any of my good cards, like let's say King of Helheim Rainbow or my Dragon Tyrant Secret, bro, they be getting 10 million HP. Like they're gonna have 10 million HP and then like 6 million damage or something. So double the stat, like almost double the stats, which is also really helpful. Like I'm using this a lot on Dragon Tyrant for those things, right? And I think it's a really good support card. But you just put it on your secret, like you put it on your like best card, and it would just like keep buffing itself. You kind of is gambly though. It kind of is gamble because you can lose a 20% max HP. But if the card can heal, like for example Dragon Tyrant does after he revives, then I don't think there's really a problem. I think this is a really good support card to buff, like to even make your secret card or rainbow card even stronger and stronger. You know. We also have the if Predator of Awakened Golden Wind or Triumph Chariot. This effect always activates on both entry and revival, which is really insane for those cards. The per turn bonus no longer applies after the support card revives though. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on A tier honestly. I think A tier. I think it belongs in A tier because I've used this, helped me honestly. I mean, I like seeing big numbers. Okay, I also play Dokkan Battle. I like seeing big numbers. So honestly, I think this is worth an A. Really like it. I would recommend also using this on your strongest character. But that's just me though, because I have a secret Dragon Tyrant, but I think it's really good. But yeah, next up is Gyro. Yeah, so then we have a rotation method. This card has a 55% chance to critically strike every time it attacks, dealing 45% bonus damage and permanently applying Spiral to the enemy. Each turn Spiral deals 20% of the damage from the original attack that applied this effect to the enemy. Additional critical strikes on the same target add 50% of the attack's damage to the original Spiral effect. Spiral damage cannot be blocked or cleansed. Okay, so when I tried this character, I mean, as a passive stat, it's kind of just like a 1v1 character. Like he doesn't pierce or anything. You're probably just fighting one enemy. I don't know. I think even in Rainbow, I don't think he's like that crazy. There's a lot of cards that are still better than him. The really good thing about him is not even that he has a chance to critically strike every time he attacks. Is a Spiral, because that cannot be blocked or cleansed, which is really good. And I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna be crazy. I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna be good in ranked, at least when they act the new season. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be good in ranked, which I will try him out for that. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he just felt like a normal card to use in the battles I used or when I tested him out. Just felt like a normal card to use, but he's still cool. I like the Spiral effect though. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool, honestly. I'm gonna put him in B actually. I'll put him in B because the Spiral is really good, and I think it'd be really useful in ranked at least. That's at least a unique passive that he has, you know? Alright, so now we got... Yeah, I forgot. Secret Strategist. Alright. But yeah. Let me read the passive. Basic attacks apply Sticker, storing all damage this card takes. If this card attacks the same enemy again, the Sticker snaps, dealing 50% of all start damage and gaining it as damage. If this card is damaged over 25% HP from a single effect, the Sticker snaps will grant this card 35% of the Sticker's damage as HP. I think when I read this, I can't lie, when I did the other one and I read this passive, I just literally stopped reading it. It's not even, it's actually pretty good, but this is like one of those cards where it says storing all damage this card takes. I'm pretty sure storing all damage you can still die. Like it stores the damage, but I don't like she's just gonna die beforehand. And I'm talking about end game content here, okay? So honestly, I think in Rainbow she's okay. Like she's nothing that crazy. She doesn't revive too. She's like I feel like the only way you could actually use the full potential to her passive is if you have her secret. I don't think she's that crazy in Rainbow even, honestly. Mind you, like I'm talking about end game content here for every card. So for you, if you have a Rainbow, you could probably still use her. She's probably still insane, right? But I'm talking for me specifically, I wouldn't probably use this character for me, honestly. But that's just me though. When I tried her out, I mean she would just die. I mean I know I have her gold. But I'm pretty sure even if I had her in Rainbow, I don't know, the passive just doesn't stick out to me. It doesn't stick out to me though. Still a good card though. You can still use her. Still a good card in my opinion though. It's still a good card, but I wouldn't like, you know, use it that much. So I think it's either C or B. I guess if the stored damage, if you have a Rainbow, could still work. I'll put it in B actually. I'll put it in B. I'll put it in B. Because I don't know, I didn't have a Rainbow, but there's probably some use to it. Okay, bro. I can't find this guy, so so every other turn, gain a weather shield equal to 30% of this card's base HP for 1 turn. If an enemy destroys that shield, transform them into a snail for 2 turns. Upon the shield expiring or break, it deals 65% damage and apply poison for 80% for 3 turns. If the target has been transformed, poison splashes a random living enemy each turn. I think this is actually pretty good. I think this is another character that I would use in ranked. I think he's probably gonna be good. I think he's gonna be good in ranked with that what he has. Because when I tried him, transform them into a snail. I still don't understood that quite. I think the enemies just didn't attack. I don't remember, but it's still good though. But the most important thing is that once the shield, as it says, expiring or breaking, you do 65% damage and apply poison for 80% damage for 3 turns. If the target has been transformed, where if they're still a snail, the poison splashes to a random living enemy each turn. So that's like for 3 turns, right? That is really good, and I think even in Rainbow, he's actually really good. Honestly, I do favor a lot of cards that can target other enemies, like if they can target everyone, or like they can target off-field enemies. So I think this for me just works. I think this for me is really good. I think this is a really good card, in my opinion. I think this is a good card. So we're gonna put this guy probably, honestly, I say A tier. I don't know if this is controversial. I say A tier, honestly. I say this is at least A tier. Okay, on to the next card, which is actually, you know, they actually like combine each other. So I'm gonna do this guy first. So then we have, I should forgot his name, man. I haven't watched the anime in a while, but Polnareff, yeah, Polnareff, Polnareff, of course. Polnareff is his name. Alright, so perform 2 to 4 follow-up strikes after attacking, each dealing 20% damage. The final strike deals 50% bonus damage for each follow-up. Upon killing an enemy, dodge the next attack, and the next basic attack performs the maximum follow-up strikes. I mean, this is just a really basic card. Like, this is again a card, if you have him secret, it can work. If you have him rainbow, I don't think it's gonna work in the game content. It's not. The thing about him is you need the support card where the arrow to transform into Lost Share, which I am gonna talk about. So for now, I mean, this is just a quick unit. I'll probably put him in C tier for that. I honestly, this is a C tier. But yeah, now we go to the important one, which is Lost Chariot, or you know the Requiem version of his stand. So on entry, swap damage with the strongest living enemy for 3 turns. That is really good. I find that really good, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna get some really good use in the future when they add harder content. If a living enemy attempts to activate an ability while this card is active, which means if they're active, they have to be like actually they have to be, it has to be the card that you're attacking with. So that is the downside of it, but it cancels the effect and deal 125% damage as a random status effect for 6 turns. 6 freaking turns. That is really good. For 6 turns is actually insane. Upon first death, revive and reduce all living enemies HP and damage by 50%, restoring this card's HP and damage equal to the total amount. So I can't lie, this card is still insane in Rainbow, and this card, dude, if you have a secret, like, actually bonkers, bro. Actually crazy. Like, the passive is really, really strong. I'm telling you, I've tried this. I did only have him common because I couldn't pull for anything more. But even in common, I could see why he's that strong, even in common. Like, think about it. So if you have this guy Rainbow, I would recommend getting him from the Story Tower because I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to get some insane use in ranked and also in endgame content. Or, I mean, anything else that has like a really strong enemy. But mind you, you also do need this card Rainbow if you want to fight those strong enemies, because it says it swaps the damage, but it doesn't swap the HP, so you can just die insta. But even if he dies, he reduces all living enemies' HP and damage by 50%. So even if he dies, they still debuff the enemy. So honestly, I think, I don't know, there was a bug with him, but I think this guy deserves S tier. I think this guy deserves S tier. Just because of that passive. I think that deserves really, I think that deserves S tier. Alright, for the second, alright, for the other one, we have Zipper Fist. Upon entry, open a damage zipper on the face of the enemy card, causing all damage for 2 turns to pierce and hit the next living enemy. Then deal 175% damage. While alive, gain a 30% chance to follow up after the ally in front of this card attacks, and 50% damage upon opening a status zipper, allowing status effects to pierce for 2 turns. This card is really, okay, this card is really, really good as it says in the passive. If it's behind your card, or like, you know, he's the follow-up ally. And honestly, when I tried this out, he will just do a ton of, if you have a tank on the front, he will just keep doing, like, it says a 35% chance, but it hits a lot, honestly. He hits a lot. And if you have him like Rainbow or Secret, I think even a Rainbow, dude, he's gonna do a ton of damage. So honestly, I would put this guy at least A tier. I'm putting this guy A tier. This guy's definitely an A tier. Definitely an A tier for me. This might be between S or A tier. Might be between, but I'm putting him A tier for now, mind you. I'll probably put him like behind, probably behind Worthy Arrow. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Alright, so next one we have the, what was it, Manga Rider? Yeah, Manga Rider. Before an enemy attacks, read the active enemy's actions, granting a 30% chance to dodge against an incoming attack. Each successful dodge from this card skill increases the chance by 5%, max 3% chance total. 3 successful dodges on the same enemy from this card's ability, rewrite the skill for 3 turns. I can't lie, when I use this card, I know he has a lot of dodge, but I don't know, I just kept dying. Like, before I could even get to use it. I do have a Rainbow, but I just kept dying. So I think it's one of those cards where if he's not secret, then he will not get, like, you will not be able to use like 100% of his potential in endgame. Before that, yeah, you can use him. Like, he's still good. I think this passive is still good itself with dodge. But you know, for endgame content where I'm at now, I just don't see it. For me personally, maybe I'm wrong. You know, Poppy still has a good use in ranked with the dodge, but let me know down. But honestly, I'll probably put him in like, nah, Polnareff was kind of weird because he only does a follow-up attack. I'll put him in B. I'll put him in B. Because C is like, well, Polnareff has like attack, and then does nothing, you know. But alright, so next one we have the Awakened, or you know, I'm just gonna say the name, Golden Requiem, or Golden Experience Requiem. This card, right? I don't have him yet. So I haven't tried this guy out yet because I don't have him. But I'm just gonna read the passive. Whenever the enemy attacks, counter attack for 70% damage and gain 10% damage reflection for 2 turns. Reflected damage is gained as bonus damage for 2 turns. If paired with the Worthy Arrow, revive at 100% stats and activate Requiem for 2 turns. Freezing this card's HP during Requiems, enemies cannot heal over 5. When Requiem ends, overheal equal to all damage taken during. Oh yeah, overheal equal. What is that even? Overheal equal to all damage taken during Requiem. Jesus Christ. Okay, so again, this card is insane. The only issue is it's a raid card, and I can't lie with you, I am not gonna do all that grind to get him Rainbow, and I'll just get him Gold. And this is probably a card I would definitely use in ranked, because I can't get him higher than Gold. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how raid cards work. Let me know down. I think that's how raid cards work. You cannot pull them even if you have the card. Might be wrong, but that's just, I mean, I haven't gotten a single cipher, so. I think this is just a really good rank card, honestly. This is gonna be a really insane rank card. I can see anyone like using this. Unless you get a rainbow on the raid, you know, you can get a rainbow. He's probably insane in the PvE content. You know, if you get a rainbow, if you do all the grind. But I just think he'll probably just be an insane rank card. And because he's kind of a raid card, it kind of does downgrade him because he can only be like used for certain content then. Because unless you want to do the grind, you can do it. But that takes a lot of time. I'll put him still on A because he has an insane passive. I'll still put him in A. For me personally, no, yeah, I'll put him in A. I'll put him in A. It still could be between here, but I'll put him in A. I'll put him like in front of these because his passive is still insane. But because he's kind of a raid card, for me at least, it kind of does downgrade him because you can't pull him anymore in secret or anything or rainbow. So it's gonna be harder to use him in PvE content unless you want to get a rainbow. You can grind for it. But yeah, now we have the next card, which is Funny Valentine. Honestly, I mean, he's when I first got him in the other video, I got him in rainbow and I got one above all chair in him. I think he's really good. I think he's really good. Like on the first entry, summon 2-dimensional clones at 65% chance, a 65% percentage of this card's stats. When attacked, 40% chance to redirect damage to a random enemy or allied dimensional clone instead of getting 24% base damage. Each redirect summons a dimensional clone reduces the chance by 20% until the next turn. On death, swap position, HP, and damage with the next living dimensional clone if possible. I think this is a really good tank card, and it helped me. I used him in Rainbow. I think this will work. Only thing is in any game content, if they start having like 2 million damage or 1 million damage, then it's going to be an issue if you have a rainbow. Because the 40% chance to redirect damage to random enemy or allied dimension instead of getting 20% base stats, I think that's still really good. So I think his passive is at least A tier. He has to be at least A tier. I think he's at least A tier. I was kind of glazing him a little bit. I was kind of glazing him in the video, but I noticed it was like, I was like, like it's still good. I just need to get him rainbow because I need to get him secret because you know, I got one above all trainer. But yeah, next one. So we got Poochie. Okay. See, now we're getting to the cards. Bro. So, Poochie, right? Upon enemy entry, still 35% stats for 3 turns. While this effect is active, the active enemy is unable to revive and takes 50% bonus damage from this card. If this card defeats an enemy while still holding onto their stats, they're added to this card permanently. You know, the other cards are not in the game, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to read that rest out. But yeah, they also get the stats if he kills them. I can't lie, this card is an S tier. I can't lie, this card is an S tier. This card, making the enemy unable to revive is insane, and they get bonus damage from the same card. And if he defeats them, he literally, while still holding on to their stats, like if he defeats him in 3 turns, he literally just adds it to himself. So in Rainbow or Secret, he is pretty insane. I'm putting him in S tier for that. I'm definitely putting him in S tier. That's a really good. That's a really good card. Alright, King Crimson, yeah. Each time this card is attacked, gain a stack of Epitaph. At max stacks, activate Time Erasure at the start of the enemy's next turn and reset Epitaph. Time Erasure lasts for 1 enemy turn, causing all enemy effects to be skipped. Each effect skipped triggers a strike, dealing 120% damage. On first fatal hit, deal 250% damage. If this kills the enemy, deny the fatal damage and gain max stacks. For me, I think this card is really, really good. I think I'm putting, this might be controversial, I'm putting him in S tier. I think when I use this card, even in like Rainbow, he was really good. He was being really useful because of his Epitaph, and at max stacks, it is really like, you know, lasts for 1 enemy turn, causing all enemy effects to be skipped. And on his first fatal attack, he does 250% damage, and if he does kill the enemy, it denies the fatal damage, and then gains max stacks. So for me, it worked really well. I'm pretty sure in ranked, he's also going to be really, really insane, honestly. Alright, then we got the other one, which is Kira, the range killer. After each basic attack, trigger an explosion, dealing 66 damage. Each time this effect hits the same target, increase the damage by 20%. If an enemy has been active against this card for 2 turns, replace the support card's secondary bomb, causing all explosions on the target to deal 30% damage with 20% chance to stun for 1 turn. Which is this right here. Each time the support card attacks, the range killer trigger an explosion, dealing 50% to this card and 2 random allies. Upon death, remove the last damage effect from the range killer. The support card performed. If the range killer has been defeated, this card is removed from the enemy. I think he's yeah, I don't know. When I used him, I think Rainbow wasn't enough. Because he would kind of just die, so he doesn't have a revive either. So the only way you can use him is secret, because when he has the support card on the enemy, then he's really good because he can hit multiple enemies for a lot of damage. But if you do not, I can't lie. If you don't, this is another card. If it's not secret, it's just not good, bro. He's just gonna die. So I'm putting him in C tier. All right, Zawardo, this guy's going S. I think Glaze, I don't care, bro. This guy is insane. When attacked, 30% chance to cancel the attack and time stop for 1 turn. Throwing 6 knives, dealing 20% each damage, 20% damage each. When time resumes, apply a 2-turn bleed equal to 50% of this damage dealt in time stop. When time stop fails, increase the damage by 10% on and enemy's target by 1. On first death, arrive at 65% HP in the body of the first enemy this card killed, getting 50% of their damage. I mean, this guy is just insane. The damage he does is absolutely insane. He also has a time stop as well, which, you know, stops the enemy from moving as well, and you just attack. And he has a revive. You already know this guy's going S tier. I use them really good. Even in Rainbow is really insane. And Rainbow is really, really insane. Last talk, which is cars. If it's not secret, or if it's not secret, he's just gonna die instantly. So I'm putting him in B tier. His passive is still good. He's just a lot of damage, to be honest. Nah, I'm putting him in C. I'm putting in C. Can't lie, I'm putting this in C. Yeah, that is basically my tier list. Let me know down in the comments. Maybe you disagree or agree. You know, tell me. Maybe I missed out. Maybe on some other crazy. You know how they. Maybe I missed out on something crazy. But this is my tier list, in my opinion. I think these 4 cards you should definitely get. Worthy Arrows insane. The A tier characters as well. These characters I do not care about. I honestly don't think they're as good. Maybe Sticker has like some like insane thing that I don't know about. But otherwise, this is my tier list, and I hope it helps you guys out for who you should pull, or like, you know, who's good and stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.